1. Welcome to The Sounding. We aim to provide sexual trauma survivors with a path to healing in order to tell their stories. We always like to start with a disclaimer that while we are experts in our own lived experiences, we are not doctors, lawyers, or therapists. We're just sharing thoughts on things that concern us and things that we're curious about in hopes that it helps you along your way. So thank you for being here today. Sound off Sundays.
Yes, yay. So this is our day that we kind of just talk about something that has been on our minds. We tried to do one last month in October on Zoom.
We did do
one. But
we weren't able to get it out to you, so we're just going to recreate it.
Yes. So we are
Zoom
talking about, we'll get there. So we just wanted to talk about self-awareness.
Yeah.
So that's really important along the healing journey, because I think part of healing is learning who you are.
I think that's
all of it.
And not that you're ever going to know fully who you are. I think that's maybe the exciting part that we are trying to get back to.
Yes.
Is being excited about discovering who we are throughout all of our stages of life.
Because I think, is when we're born, babies, children, I mean, some people believe we're here for a specific reason, that we've chosen a certain path, but let's be honest, we are innocent when we're born. We are a fresh, clean slate, and we get to learn about who we are. And unfortunately, those of us that were traumatized maybe never got the chance without having trauma. Maybe, had the first few years were great, and then, or teenage years. So we're all at different stages of where we know ourselves and how much of ourselves we've gotten to learn. I feel like I was traumatized at a early age, and as a result, I was temper tantrum and bratty and maybe not pleasant to be around a lot. So there are probably people in my life that were like, she was a brat.
Same, girl.
Yeah.
If you ask people who knew me when I was 18, 19, 20, 21,
mean. I was an awful person. But also, traumatized and trying to fight for my
and
sanity.
Not self-aware, but self-survival.
For surviving, right. And then I think as I became an adult, and I know that you can relate to this too, and then mothering, of course, changes things too, because it brings out a lot of deep-rooted stuff that you don't even realize was there. But as I've healed, as I've been single and on my own, and I'm impacting the world by myself, not as a wife, not as a mother, not as part of a family, like I'm just me, I'm Dina. I don't have a lot of labels anymore. Becoming self-aware really made me realize that my relationships are stronger and more foundational, and that I am able to really take ownership for my own behavior in a way that I don't think I did before, because I just didn't know who I was, and so I always blamed other people.
And you're able to take accountability because you're saying, hey, I know who I am, and I didn't present myself in the way that I really wanted to, and let me fix that. Let me own up to it and take actions to fix that.
Right. And just being proud of your behavior. I'm not so proud of some of my old behaviors.
Listen, no regrets.
Right.
I'm just playing. There's a funny tattoo of no regrets,
and it's like spelled wrong.
Regrets.
Yeah.
But in the sense that, like, no regrets. Yeah, we've all made some very self-absorbed decisions, right?
Yes.
But on the path of survival, it's actually an exciting thing I like to call self-awareness. When I teach it, I talk about befriending yourself, befriending your breath, befriending your body, befriending your emotions, befriending your thoughts, right? This whole, And befriending your soul, like your soul's
right,
desires,
right?
right?
And
Your
being
creativity,
a person
your
that,
passions.
that you want to hang out with, right?
Exactly.
Because if you don't enjoy your own company, how can you expect anybody else to enjoy your company?
Yeah.
You know?
Very true.
And the more self-aware I become,
the more you like yourself.
well,
I
that
just want to say that.
is true. But the less tolerant I become of people that aren't self-aware, people that walk through their day blaming other people for things going on, or those people that come into a situation and they start yelling, or they're so mad about something, instead of just like, let's have compassion for everybody, because we don't know what other people are dealing with.
No.
And I think when you're not self-aware, it's easier to create turmoil in the world.
Yeah. I mean, you're moving from a space of ego and self-satisfaction when you're not self-aware at its basic level, right?
Right.
Which there's nothing wrong with survival, right? Ego isn't a bad thing. It's a very good thing when it comes to survival. We need to be able to stand up for ourselves, but we also need to be self-aware, and that means, hey, I live in a world where I'm not the only person.
Right, absolutely. Yes. And then also, once you're out of the situation, whatever the situation was, whether your trauma was one night and something horrible happened that impacted the rest of your life, or whether it be your entire childhood, or whether it be one relationship, once you're removed from your trauma, of course, then it becomes easier to heal. It's hard to heal in a situation that broke you.
Yeah, there's like a quote out there, I can't think of what it says, but it's basically about like, you can't heal in the place that harms you.
Right, the environment that harmed you. And that's true. So,
or that is harming you.
Yeah. And so, sometimes self-awareness is understanding that those relationships that you've been in your entire life or for a long time no longer serve the person that you're becoming. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
To walk away from situations, but that's part of self-awareness.
Yeah.
And saying no to, certain situations that normally you wouldn't be able to say no to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to pass on that because it's not going to bring out the best in me.
Yeah. And they don't teach this in schools, right?
No.
Like, this is...
It's all for one, right?
I taught it in a school.
Yeah.
I was at a nonprofit school for 5 years. I was the mindfulness and yoga teacher. But it's really sad that this is something that's not really... I mean, hopefully it's getting there. We're seeing more like restorative practices brought into the classrooms. But... that's going to take a while. There's teachers that have been teaching for decades that aren't going anywhere anytime soon, that are very resistant to restorative practices, right, in the classroom. So,
and it takes a long time. I think that, I remember telling my therapist at one time, I'm breaking cycles. And she was like, but it takes 7 generations to break a cycle. There's a study done with rats where they expose them to cherry blossoms. In the first generation, they take them and prick them or prod them or do something. And then it takes 7 generations where all they have to do is put the smell in there. And the rat is terrified.
Yeah.
Right. So it takes time. Be gentle with yourself. Figure out who you are. Love yourself. Parent yourself. I like to say that.
Yeah, you can use practices like meditation, yoga,
like looking
walking
in the mirror and saying kind things to yourself. That's Stuart Smiley. You might not remember from an old Saturday Night Live. And he would just sit in the mirror and say, you're kind and you're wonderful. And people made fun of it, but those affirmations help.
Yeah.
Really
absolutely.
And also, let's just not take it that seriously. Life's just not that serious. We're here to enjoy it. And so... that's exactly right. That's all I'm trying to say is, don't look at self-awareness as this, like, I'm becoming aware of all the things that I'm doing wrong all the time. Right.
No. You're becoming your best friend, and you're about to have the time of your life.
Yeah. I became very self-aware that I'm a fun person to be around. And
not that every day is going to be amazing, but on the hard days, you'd rather be with yourself than anybody else.
Yeah, self-awareness is also like learning the things that you love about yourself. Yes. Absolutely. And not beating yourself up all the time because we're all beautiful beings.
Yeah,
Some
we're all just
people
trying our best.
Some
most of
people are
us.
just not making good choices. So, you know.
Yes.
But try to love people where they're at as much as possible.
I think one of the main things, too, before we close out is self-awareness. Again, is this gift that you give yourself, but it's also a gift that ripples out into all of your relationships.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It just does. I mean, we could talk about this forever.
Well, I don't have to, and I don't, I
it's-
think self-awareness is, like, not needing to be right all the time, or not needing people to believe the same things you believe, like, holding space for people where they are.
Yeah, I like that.
And, you know, just, if you're self-aware and you love yourself, you really don't need everybody else to be in the same box as you.
You actually enjoy
you do.
getting to know all of the different types of people, all the different, all of us.
Because you're not
are so
threatened that somebody is going to, like...
Yeah, no, you're curious and excited.
To shatter your belief system.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always out for believing something different.
Yeah.
So, you know, why not?
Yeah, that's good. I like that. We learn from each other, right? So when you're self-aware, you're open to learning from others, which then just ultimately brings you closer back to who you are.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
We're all one. Right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we came up with a healing practice, so let's give ourselves a hug.
Yeah, I love that. Let's inhale, arms out. Exhale, cross them over. Notice your hands on your shoulders. See if you can shift your focus into your beautiful heart, becoming self-aware, befriending your heart, leading with love. Give yourself one last squeeze in this hug. Gentle inhale. Exhale, release.
All right, guys. When survivors speak,
The silence ends.
Thank you.
Ooh, like, comment, subscribe, share. Sound Off Sundays.
Sound Off Sundays.
Yeah.
We love you. Say, my favorite.